Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a jigsaw puzzle. And I'm also here to hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the tier 2 blue emote in chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi. You can use other people's emotes. If you feel like being a lurker, go ahead and lurk. That's okay. You don't have to talk if you don't want to. You can just hang out. Tonight's agenda, hello Lastbrook. Tonight's agenda is we're starting the Magic the Gathering Artifacts Jigsaw Puzzle. There are several of these cards on this puzzle. We are going to start, I sorted on the last stream, and now I am going to begin the process of figuring out the border of it, and then I will start to fill in. I will use a combination of my own eyes and my understanding of how the puzzle works. Also, I do have the printout here, which you can't see that well because I should have thought that through. But anyway, I'll show it to you when we go to the overhead camera. But I've got this that I can use for reference. Eventually, as I start to really need to figure out what these cards are, I will be using various websites to look at the actual cards so I can start matching card text and all of that. And then, yeah, and also more sorting will have to happen. I'm going to be sorting the edge pieces with the side border and top and bottom borders. The top and bottom are going to be a little tricky for me to differentiate, but we'll do our best. The side borders should be pretty easy to figure that out. And then I'm just going to start compiling. I have only done one jigsaw puzzle on stream before. I gave up because it was a bad puzzle and most of it was the same color and it was very hard to differentiate. And also they didn't really fit well together. It was bad. It was a bad call. It was a very cheap puzzle that I got on sale, so even cheaper, but I shouldn't have. But anyway, let's go to the overhead camera. Boom, here we go. Okay, so my camera is a little crooked, so we'll just adjust this like that. There we go. That looks good. You may have noticed that I am zoomed out more. I'm going to zoom in a little bit just for this for now, and then we'll zoom out as we need to. I got cardboard on the table. It's rare that I have cardboard on this table, but there's a good reason for it. And that reason is I do other things on this table besides build a jigsaw puzzle. You know what I mean? So it occurred to me that any progress I made, like I've done this before the stream even started, right? So I'm going to place this down there and we'll build around it. Because this is the edge here, because that's where the line tells me here, hey, yeah, that's the edge of it. So now a piece is going to go in here that's going to build up this side, and then this is going to go across, and then there'll be a piece here and there, and you get it. What happens when I'm done with the stream and I have like sections? What do? Well, what I do is I pick up this piece of cardboard and I move all of the jigsaw puzzle pieces on the big sheet of cardboard carefully to a table that is not this table, and then I move it back on when it's time to stream. That's the plan. Will that work out? I mean, eventually I will slip off all of this and ruin progress, but I won't be on stream, so you don't have to worry about it. I did do this just in sorting. Right now we have all of everything in this half of the box is side pieces or top pieces, edge pieces. And then everything here is not edge pieces. No, a sad fat man, I do not have a cat there, and I have placed the table that this is waiting to go on in a position where I shouldn't be banging into it or knocking it over. It still could happen. It's the transition from this table to that table that is where there could be a problem. I am, the nice thing is, hey, I don't know if you know this, I'm recording this on video. So what I could do is, and I will be taking a photo at the end of every stream, but also it's recorded on video. So if I need to piece it back to where it was, I can probably do that in my off time. What do I want to do that? No. So there's more sorting to go here, because we're going to be sorting to what looks to be a card and what looks to be the center artifact here, because there's going to be a bunch of pieces that are just this. So I will have to do more sorting as the time comes. But right now, we're going to focus on this box. So by process of elimination, this is a corner and this is a corner. So they can go like here for now. So I'm just going to be right now just going through here and kind of separating. This is top or bottom. I'm just going to put them here. So maybe it lines up with this piece, but maybe that's a bottom piece. I don't know yet. Or this could be a top or a bottom, but we're just going to be sorting here. I can tell by looking at this is on this side. It doesn't go there. Wait, it does. Wait, it does go there. Wow. Okay. That was not intentional, but that is where that goes. Holy shit. That rules. Yeah, 1 of 2. Or 1, 2, yeah. That's where that goes? Excellent. We already have a corner. Hell yeah. Look at that. This goes on this side. This would go... that would be like here, right? Because that would be the corner. Yeah, so this goes somewhere on this part here. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now, is just kind of like, I can read it a little bit just to say like, okay, that's his artifact. That's going to go here. I don't think these two go together, that they don't go together, but these do go on the same thing. And obviously it'll be bigger, but Crazy Goose, with this luck, you'll be done before stream. Yeah, no, I mean, that was incredibly lucky. This is not going to be lucky, but we'll figure it out. But I at least know this goes on this wall, and we can kind of figure it there. I'm putting all the top or bottoms on the top here. Eventually, I will start to figure out, like, how much of this goes on each side, because the top and the bottom are kind of similar in a way that I don't love, but we'll figure it out. Like, that almost is right, but I don't think it's right. But we'll find out. But anyway, like I said, I'm just going to be sorting through this and figuring it out. I'm just putting the top pieces there. Reading, so that goes over here. One of these. One of these. This goes, oh, this is, okay, so I'm going to say this goes on this side. Looks like it goes on this side. Yeah, because there's a number there in the corner, which is a good indication that's there. This will be hopefully easy. Like these are hopefully, this looks like bottom here because this looks like bottom of a card. So that is a good indication for me of where that goes. Whereas when it's just a border like this, it's probably the top of the card because there's no text on it. So that's probably the top. But again, I'm not really sure. We also need this corner here and this corner down here. The bottom left corner is easy because it says, you know, like copyright. So it's got copyright information. So that's good. But yeah, all right. This side, reading that, then this is on this side. If I can read it and the edge is on the left, goes on the left. If I can read it and the edge is on the right, goes on the right. And then everything else just kind of goes to the top for now. Let's see. This is going to be on this side. Wait. Let's see here. There's... of course, these are all artifacts. I was like, oh, it's an artifact. Is that like this? Is that the bottom of a... yes, okay. So this is on the right here. It's the bottom. It's going towards the top. Reference material. We'll figure it all out. I hope you're doing well out there. My day was a mixed bag. I had a lot of chores to do. These were outdoor chores, which are never my favorite. What happened here? We got our follower. Welcome. Thank you, Nick Ferg. Welcome, welcome. My in-laws are very into jigsaw puzzles. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I built a lot of them, I would say, in my youth, and it hasn't been a thing that I've done much in my adulthood. All right, so I don't know which side this goes on, because there's some art and there's a piece of a card, but that's not a good, this is not a good indicator. This piece, I don't know. I'm putting it in the middle, because I don't know if it's on one side or the other. It's actually a little hard to tell. The card frame will hopefully be a guide. I will find something that I will figure out by looking, you know what, actually I can do that. I can look at all of the sides here and figure out if I can see this color scheme. I don't immediately see this color scheme here. I don't immediately see that on this side. Let's see if I see it on this side. I will admit. Oh, it's up here. Okay, so this is this one. I can match these two. This is part of this build here, or this side here. So that goes on this side then, towards the top. We'll just do that. Yeah, I definitely, there are 500 pieces, John, in this. This is a 500 piece set, and it is, what is it? It's 10 cards across, or sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down, and 10 across, so 50 cards. 500 pieces, 50 cards. John, for those that are unfamiliar with what I'm doing right now, John, hit the dance button. I have channel points on this stream, and you can ask for a variety of things, and one of those things you can ask for is for me to hit the dance button, which I will do right now. Yes, and there's new music every month. That one is it is horns, and it is a little bit like fiesta vibes. It's a little Scottish because of the horns, but it is more about like a fiesta, and it's like not bombastic. There are no drums. It is just horns, but it felt a little different than some of the other dance music that I have played. And also, when I say dance music, I am just referring to the fact that all of this music is stuff that I can play here that will not get me a DMCA takedown, which is important. But yes, that's the new. Thank you for using your channel points. Enjoy the new song. Again, I don't know if these are up or down, so they just go into the middle pile here, and we will figure that out as we go. Because I'm going to try to do this side, and I'm going to try to do this side. I also need to find the corner pieces. We have one corner piece, and we need to figure out the rest of them. Yeah, it's a good little song. Okay, here's the bottom corner. Great. I got 2 pieces for the bottom corner. Our bottom corners are good. We will need to eventually find this piece. Is it that one? It is that one. Great. It's that one. Excellent. So yeah, we are slowly building the bottom here. Oh, I can do that so you can see it. You couldn't see it. My apologies. I should probably zoom out a little bit more. We'll do that so you can kind of see where I'm at and where I'm building. I'll do my best. But yeah, so I did some lawn work today, which I don't love, but was necessary. Some weeding needed to happen. And then also the backyard, lots of leaves have finally come down to the backyard. This year, it took a long time for the leaves to fall, but they finally did. And I think this is going to be on this side. I think it's going to be on this side. I might be wrong. I can reference here. But yeah, so I got the old leaf blower out and did a plethora of that. Okay, so that's this. Okay, so this is on the side, somewhere in the middle. Got it. But yeah, I did a plethora of leaf blowing, and it was fine. I would describe that as totally fine and something that needed to happen. So I'm glad I did. This is a card. Now, is this going to be on one side or the other? Which side is this going to be on? Because there's no text to let me know. So we look at this. This does not look like any of these cards. So let me see if it is on this side. This looks like it is this card here. Okay, so it is somewhere around here is the card art around here. Above that it goes. Okay. That's what it looks like. I could be wrong, but luckily these cards are kind of different here. Top and bottom edges are going to ring the hell with the same way they look. Yes, the top and bottom lines are going to be tough. It's just going to kind of be the flow. And that is maybe a failure of this particular design, but yeah, I'm just going to have to flow with it, go with the flow and see how it works together. You can see that like these are probably the bottom because the card, the black there goes into white, but they also could be the top. But the bottom ones should have text on it. So if it has a little bit of white there but doesn't have any text, this is actually probably on the top. But maybe it's not on the top because maybe the top is actually deeper. So that is a bottom piece. Again, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm going to do my damnedest. Lots of lawn stuff today. There were a couple items that did not get put away from Christmas that need to get put away. So I had to do that, which is fine. It was just like a lot of little chores that wreaked havoc on my allergies, which is, not great. That goes on that side. We're doing what we got to do. We're making it happen. We're doing our best. Doing the damn thing as much as I can. This is on this side because there's text here. It says artifact right there. You can tell. This goes on this side here along with all that. Still need this corner. Have not found this corner yet. Oh, there it is. Great. This corner is done. So these all go like over here because they're going to go in that corner. I did manage to watch some anime. One show that I think I'm going to be watching weekly, and one show that I know I'm not going to be watching weekly, but I might get caught up on it later. I'm definitely not going to do it for review because it would require so much writing and so much context to do. We'll talk about those in the second hour. I am sort of caught up with professional wrestling as far as what's happening in Japan. There were a couple events this weekend. I will say this. I'm done watching SmackDown for a good long while, I think. There used to be an AEW show that was Fridays at 10 p.m. And so friends and I would all watch at the same time and talk about it. And then we got to thinking, like, you know what? A bunch of us are around like earlier than that. Let's just watch SmackDown right into Rampage. That's like 3 hours, but whatever. People will come and go. People will come late. It'll be all right. We'll do that. I don't know which side this goes on, and I have very few clues here. An edge of one of these is green. That's like my clue for this. If it's on this side, then it's a frame of a card with like the tiniest amount of green. That is not a lot of information to go on here. So I think it's probably like this. And it's probably the fact that it's like this piece here, I want to say. Because it's just a little bit of green. And just black. So maybe it's on this side. I don't know. I'm a little worried about that one. Oh no, okay. These two go together. So it is, I was right. Okay. So we used to watch SmackDown into Rampage. Now Rampage has ended and they have not replaced it with anything. So AEW has lost an hour of weekly television, which is fine. That's just a thing that happens, whatever it does. It is what it is. Okay. All right. So this is a side. Is that this? Looks like that would be that. Yeah. Looks like that would be that. It would be somewhere around this thing here. I'll put that there. And it was like, okay, well, I guess we'll just watch SmackDown, right? We'll just watch SmackDown. Like, a bunch of us really only pay attention to WWE when there's a pay-per-view. We don't really pay attention to it outside of the pay-per-views. But, like, I don't know. SmackDown is a snappy 2-hour show. There's some good wrestlers on it. If the New Day was on SmackDown, it'd be even better. But they're not on SmackDown, and that's okay. We'll just keep watching it, and it'll be fine. Well, starting yesterday evening, SmackDown went to 3 hours. And that's too long of a wrestling show. That's already one of the reasons. I mean, I stream on Mondays, but I don't go back to watch Raw after. I just watch the recaps because that's 3 hours. That's too many hours for one wrestling show. It was 3 hours going between the two, and it was like fine because Rampage is only an hour and was like fucking, they had a lot to get done in a small amount of time, so they had to fucking move. It was brisk. And now SmackDown is 3 hours. And we watched it last night, friends and I, at the same time, and I think we all came away from it going, well, okay, that's it. No, we're done here. Like, we are done here. 6 hours of WWE week is too much. Yeah, well, like I said, I don't watch Raw. So And I was watching 5 hours of AEW. Now it's 4 hours of AEW. Yeah, that's not including NXT or the PV. Yes, and I don't catch every NXT, but I watch a bunch of NXT because I like NXT. So yeah, it was just becoming that I was like, oh no, I can't keep doing this. Like that doesn't work for me, brother. I can't with that. So this actually goes on the other side. So yeah, I'm like, I think I'm good now. I think I've hit my limit for that, and this is the last regular SmackDown I'm going to watch. And I think I get my Fridays back, which is kind of fun. All right, that piece goes there. So now I'm just kind of like, I'm building our cards here, or our border here. So now I'll use this to see. All right, I need to make the shimmer mirror. The shimmer mirror has this kind of background here, so that goes there. And then building up, it should probably say shimmer somewhere in here. So we got to build that out. So I need to see, that's Penman. That's above that. Penman is above that. That goes there. So yeah, so now I need, because this is artifact creature, that, so now I need to eventually find that, but I can build down this one because this goes here. Yeah, that goes like that. All right. And then that's not right because that's text. That's another card text that's going to go above it. This is the jeweled, which goes above this, which is an artifact. They're all artifacts. Sometimes I talk about that. I'm like, oh yeah, it's an artifact. I'm like, wait, Pat, no, they're all artifacts. That's the fucking point of this. This is equipped on something or other. This doesn't seem right. That's where the artifact. Yeah, okay. That doesn't go together. This goes together though. Great. That's the top one then? Yes, this goes towards the top here. So this is going to go kind of like near there. That is the ancestral blade, which is this piece here. That goes there. And that goes there. Great. Look at this. We're already getting it together. There's gaps that need to go in here. But yeah, because this is the blade that goes there. And then there's the lotus, and then there's the doggo, and then there's this. So jeweled goes there. And then we'll see. Is that right? Nope, that doesn't feel right then. Okay, so that doesn't go there. Because there's probably a card in between it. This is S. Oh. Here it is. That goes there. Yep. All right. And then this is text about it. So that goes there. And then something that comes around the word artifacts. So not this. Fills in the word artifact at the bottom here. Huh. Okay. Am I missing a piece? It goes like that. Okay, that goes there. And then that goes there. And then well, what's going on here? I don't imagine you're a company and you send an email saying, new Twitter integration. You're still calling it Twitter, which is whatever, but also you think I want to integrate with Twitter. Like, what are we doing? What are we talking here? What are we doing here? Come on. Come the fuck on. All right, it looks like I do not have all of the ones that go on this side. Because as I am attempting, I do not have any of these pieces. None of these pieces will fit in here. So that means that I do not have all of the pieces that I need for this side, which means that they may be some of these on this side and I put them on the wrong place. Or it could mean that this container, which I said was only middle pieces, actually has some side pieces in, and the 3 times that I sorted this, I messed up, which is also a possibility. It's totally a possibility that I messed that up, that I totally beefed that. So we'll just do what we can, and then we'll go look on the other side here and see if there are any pieces that I just missed out on. That doesn't go there. I don't want to force it, but that definitely doesn't go there. What about you? Do you go here? Do you go here? You do go here. Great. So then, do you go here? You don't go there. What about here? Nope, you don't go there. What about you? Do you go here? No. You don't go there. All right. That goes... You go here. Hell yeah, you do. Wow. Okay. Got a good chain going. Jeweled would go here. So there is a piece here that connects these two together that I don't have right now. And then this needs an artifact creature. So this goes, do these still go there? They don't go. So this is going to go up in here. Lord Crashington, hello. Also, yes, I will hit the dance button again. No problem. Give me a second. But I will hit the dance button. When entering the battlefield. Okay, so these two go together. Great. All right, yeah, I am missing a little of the side pieces here. Thank you for using your channel points for the dance button. Here is the dance button. Doop doop doo doop doop doo 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 doo. Okay, so I am missing some pieces that I need here. The jeweled needs to fit into a piece somewhere. We need more of the Fillmore Familiar needs some pieces that have to go in here. There is some piece that connects these two together. The jewel needs to be connected there. This is the most fun part of the puzzle as far as getting the edges done, if you see how the rest will fit in place. Yes. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so I know that I need some of these. It might be that the pieces on the other side here are wrong, and I need to, or on the wrong side, or again, that in somewhere in here, I fucked up. That's also a possibility. But we're going to start with trying to put some of this together here as best we can. This goes on the bottom. Does it go here? No, it doesn't go there. So it goes higher. So we need a piece of a card that will go into that. This is the top of the card. So then above that card is just a little bit of text and some border. So it goes there. This is something. One of these has a long in it, which is in the bottom corner of there. So that gives me an indication of what that is. So we'll look. Which one of these says along towards the bottom? Can't see that any of them say that, but okay, we'll figure it out. These two pieces go together. This is actually towards the bottom. So this goes around in here somewhere. The choice of these cards confused me. This is from Commander Legend set, but Platinum Angel in the center is not part of the set. Crazy, they're just 50 artifacts. That's all you need to know. Every single one of these cards is an artifact. That is the theme. It is not about sets. It is that each one of these cards is an artifact. Then they needed a certain amount of artifacts. That's all you need to know about this set. About this place, what was chosen to be in here is just, it's just that. End text. This looks like end text to me there. Yeah, okay. End text. Let's see. This looks like it goes like there. Yeah, because that's the end of the text and start of the card. So that seems right. This looks like it goes up top because this looks like it's part of the book. So that goes up there. This is also part of the book. Does these go together? They do. There's the book pieces. That looks right. Great. This is towards the middle here. This is the disc. So this is all disc stuff. So we'll put the disc stuff here. Figure that in a bit. This is from that. Are these two pieces? These not. So this is that. This goes here. That makes sense. Is this not? Okay, that does line up. Great. This, I don't know where this goes because I can't read the bottom of that text here. So this goes somewhere. This goes somewhere. Let's see if I can get these things to make sense, fit together. That doesn't. That doesn't. These. That doesn't. Okay, so none of that works together, and I might be wrong about what these are. These could be something that go over here. Like this could go over here, and I'm just wrong about that. These go together? They do go together. Okay. I do need to figure that part out, what I'm missing over there. And then I can start looking at symbols and figure it out. This is the bottom of a card. Which one of these cards says 4 in the corner? That says 3. That says 3. That's a 4, so it is the disc one. 4, so that goes there. Great, figured that part out. That's good. Love to see that. 3 and 6. Top corner is a 6. So that's this. This is the top corner. Boom. That doesn't fit though. That doesn't fit though, which means does it fit? It does. Okay. Just didn't want to. There's a 6 there. So now we need to build a card out with anything there that looks kind of spooky. This is the bottom of a card and then the start of another card. I can't tell which card that starts with. That's going to be somewhere. The word along. Okay, along. Great. That's the bottom of the disc. This is the bottom of the disc card. Does not go there yet. Okay, that goes somewhere in there. And then does this go here? So go there. That ends. That's the side. This is not going to line up there. I don't think this lines up right. No, that doesn't look right at all. So it doesn't go there. But these two go together, and this goes together. That doesn't. Does that go together? I don't think that goes together. We just know that's in the middle. That's right. And then this says a card. One of these texts ends with a card. Artifact card. A card. Discard a card. So the book one. This is the bottom of the book. The tome, I should say. The tome. The tome ends with this piece here. Which is that one. Okay, great. I don't know. We're figuring things out. We're making it work. We're making this happen. This is shield symbol, which is the disc. The disc ends in the shield symbol. So that's in the middle. This says the words make and along. Bottom of the card says long. Okay, yes. That's also the disc. These two go together. Great. Do these go together? Yes, these do go together. Okay. This has the words on. One of these cards has on the side of it on. That is the lantern. The lantern says on. That's not right though. That doesn't look right. Doesn't look right. Yeah, that fits right. Okay, that's on. Okay. And this says, oh, there's a shield there, and it says cauldron or drun. It says drun. That's up top. That wasn't cauldron. Yeah, that's hydrant. That's up top. It's not that card. Or it's not that piece there, but it's close. I'm imagining that these might be pieces that go on the other side, and I'm just fucking that up. But we'll see. I also don't know. I thought this might go. Yeah, that's probably the part of this arm here. Yeah, that's that. Is that that? No, that's not that. Okay. And then book goes here. This goes after book. This goes like that. Ooh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. And then is this... What is this? What is this? Is this part of the jeweled? Yes. Woohoo. Okay. And then does you go here? You do. Wait, do you go? Ah, I almost thought I had a whole section done, but this doesn't line up. There's one. I'm missing one piece. There's a piece that I think connects these two together. That's what it looks like anyway. And is it this piece? No, because this goes on this side somewhere. This is this here? Yes. Okay. Do you go together? You do. All right. I'm going to have to zoom out here so we can look at this, but I think there's one piece missing here and one piece missing there. But here's the zoom out. Oh, you can see I taped the edge of this so that because I had cut this cardboard, so that way I wasn't bumping into cardboard that I cut constantly. I'm pretty sure that this piece and this piece don't align right. We'll look at it. That doesn't work. Okay, yeah. So I need one piece that goes in here, and I need one piece that goes in here, and then I think I'm done with... Unless this goes in, and I'm just messing it up. No, that doesn't go in there. Is it this? I don't go anywhere. About you. Yeah, okay, that goes there. All right, that's done. I have one whole edge done. Oh my God, this thing is going to be huge. It barely fits in my work area. All right, so one of these pieces goes in here. Is it one of these that I thought was a top edge? But that doesn't make any sense. Because it's not this. That's the, yeah, okay. Yeah, because that would be too small of a card. So there is a piece that goes in here, I think. Just gonna triple check it. All right, is any of this wrong in a way that I'm not noticing? Because if I look at this, yeah, all right, there is a piece that can fit here. So something goes here. This is definitely bottom row because that's text there. Thank you. Yes, Xenogears, sure. I'll drink a little water. While I'm struggling to figure out where this piece is, because I don't want it to be in this. I just don't want to have to sort this again to find the side piece that I can't find, but it's probably in there. So while I distract myself from that by working on bottom edge and top edge here of cards, we need to talk about Gundam Assemble. There has been an announcement today in the tabletop space of a new thing, and it is called Gundam Assemble. And it is minis. It is miniatures. It is miniatures that you may see like in Warhammer that you have to put together yourself and then paint yourself and then put on a grid and battle with your friends or strangers or whatever. Or just paint the minifigs and never battle with them and never do anything with them and just make minis and enjoy your life of mini making. The world is your oyster. You do whatever you need to do to live your life to its fullest. You do the best you can do with that information. So they're out, and information was trickling out slowly. At start, there are several on their webpage for Bandai about it. The Wing Zero, the RX-782, the Ariel, the Zaku 2, Char Zaku 2, a variety of stuff. The Psycho or Unicorn with attachments, like a bunch of attachments, stuff like that. There's some photos because they're at an event in the United States, in Atlanta, I want to say. So there were some photos that came out. And among those photos was a Sazabi, and I was like, "Oh shit! I'm gonna have to get that Sazabi because I love the Sazabi. I'm not gonna be able to do anything with that Sazabi because I'm not gonna paint it, so it's just gonna look. It's just gonna be a Sazabi. Am I fucking doing that? Probably not, but maybe. But I'm like at least interested in it." And then more information came out about it. We got some more info about it. This is from Gundam Card Game English version, their GCG, the Gundam Card Game. The new Gunpla product, Gundam Assemble, will be releasing a new collaboration product you can play by placing them on top of the token card used in the Gundam Card Game. And then more information came out that 4 Gundam Card Game Gundam Assemble starter sets available July 15, 2025. Experience Gundam Assemble first with these starter sets. And the sets are Heroic Beginnings, which is the main storyline, Wings of Advance, and we see so that's Gundam Wing, Zeon's Rush, Char Zaku 2 is there, and Seed Strike. Date varies due to time zone differences. 3 different Gundam Assemble per 1 starter set. So for $35, you can get a starter, and that gets you 3 of them. So this is, as far as I know, all the information that is presented at this moment, at this time. There may be more information that I am unaware of. My apologies if I have messed that up. But this is all the information that I have right now to give you about it. What is it? I mean, it's... we'll find out what the rules are eventually. But yeah, it's minifigs. It's minis that battle on a grid with rules, and some of there will be scenarios that are based on the properties that we know and love, the various Gundam series. And also you can use them as token cards in the trading card game, the physical card game, which Bandai hasn't super supported. And my big takeaway, which I said immediately upon this announcement, and will be my through line going forward, as people inevitably, and honestly, sure, of course, you should ask me what my thoughts are on, have I bought anything for Gundam Assemble? What are my thoughts on Gundam Assemble? The same thoughts I have for the Gundam card game, the GCG. Bandai is notoriously bad at supporting these things, and I don't have any faith that they won't just give up on it in a month. And yes, minis is better than cards if they give up, because at least you have the minis and they look cool. But still, that's not enough for me to risk, that's just not how this thing works for me anyway. I can't speak for everybody. I can't make the decision for you about these things. I can only tell you how I feel about them, and how I feel about it is I'm good. I think, my feeling on it is I am good about that. I do not need minis in my life. Like I said, having a Sazabi, a tiny mini Sazabi, feels really good until I think about the fact that I would have to paint that Sazabi, and that does not feel good to me. That is not a feel good moment for yours truly. That sounds bad. It sounds like a thing I don't want to do. So I won't do that probably, but it's tempting. All right, so I think these are all bottom lines and these are top lines. The top of this has a little bit more before the card shows up, but that's not fully true, but it might be partially true. The Bear Cave is not a place for painting minis. No, I have never painted a mini on stream, and I have no plans to ever paint minis. That is a different lifestyle than the one that I currently afford myself. I do not have a steady hand. I do not have good eyes. And I like engaging in chat and talking about things I want to talk about. And that's not the mini world. Why didn't they just retool the Universe Units line? Because you have to buy them, Zeno. They're new and you need to buy them. That's why. They're new, and that line, Universe Units line, that doesn't work with the card game. Of course it could if they wanted to, but they don't want it to. Because they want you to buy new stuff. Because they want... okay, I'll give you the actual reason. After many, many decades, Warhammer is finally penetrating the Japanese market. It never did. It was always a European and American and South American thing. It's just finally starting to appeal to this a generation of Japanese gamers and such, and tabletop people. And so Bandai's like, well, we need one of those. Do I know that for a fact? No. Do I feel it in my fucking bones? 100% I feel it in my bones. That's the only reason why this is happening. But it needs to be a new thing because they got to sell you new stuff. So who knows? Who knows what's going to come of it? But when I look at that, when I look at everything in it, I think, oh, these ones that are these renders of what's been painted look fucking rad. Would I actually ever play this? No. The fact that they integrate with the card game is kind of interesting. Would I engage with it? Probably not. Okay, so I've got some of the bottom frame here. These pieces are bottom frame. I need to find this piece. This piece is not among these pieces, it looks like. In my opinion, that's a bottom piece. This is a bottom piece. It is my opinion that I'm just gonna see. Do these two pieces fit together? And I've just been fucking it up. No, these two pieces do not fit together. I am missing a side piece, which means that somewhere in this is a side piece that I missed out on. I am not ready to start thinking about the idea that I am missing a jigsaw piece. We are not going down that road yet because there's so many of them. And even though I sorted this several times, of course I might have fucked up. I sorted this 3 times and found out that I had one of these that didn't belong in there, and I don't know how that happened. Sometimes what's happening is there's an edge that there's probably an edge that's very small and didn't look like it was an edge piece, and I hate when they do that, but they do that. They do. So I now need to sort through all of this. I really want to find this piece because I do want to lock this in. Again, I kind of know what some of these pieces go on the bottom. I don't know all of them, but if it has a little bit of white, it's probably on the bottom because it's the bottom of the card. I'm making big, wild guesses on a lot of this. But if it's got text, it's probably on the bottom of the card. So I'm going to put this here. I am now going to be going through every single one of these pieces, looking for the edge piece that goes there. So there's anything that kind of looks like an edge, I will pause and look at and figure out if it's the piece that I just missed out on, which is incredibly infuriating to me because I thought I was already done with the stage. Yeah. So like, I will find it. I will find you. Any other news stuff we can talk about? On Monday, we'll probably talk about Wrestle Dynasty. I'm not going to go through the card here. We'll talk about that on Monday. Anything else here? If you have $7,000, you can buy a Dungeons and Dragons pinball machine where there's a dragon that is literally voiced by Michael Dorn. Star Trek's Worf does a voice in Dungeons and Dragons Pinball as part of the 50th anniversary of Dungeons and Dragons. Stern is putting about. Zeno, I mean, I'm sorry, that came out meaner than it should have been. Why is it so expensive? Here's the thing. It has to be in line with Warhammer. And Games Workshop makes Warhammer incredibly expensive because Bandai can't make it seem like this is knockoff Warhammer or cheap Warhammer. So it has to be in line with Warhammer prices, which are incredibly expensive because they're doing two things. One, they are trying to steal market share from established brands. And two, they're trying to make money off of people that like Gunpla and Gundam. So everything is very expensive because if it works, they make a ton of money. And if it doesn't work, there's the next thing they can make that will make a ton of money. The real problem is that people will buy this and then Bandai will stop supporting it. 100%. They will stop supporting it because it's Bandai and that's what they do. It's very expensive because it's a niche business that they're trying to break into and be a market leader because nobody in the corporate structure of Bandai is interested in dipping their toes into a thing. They enter a space. That's why Gundam Evolution ended. Gundam Evolution, numbers-wise, was doing well, but people weren't, but it didn't take over the world, so they canned it. But like, apparently, according to their own metrics, it was doing well. It just wasn't doing it wasn't the biggest video game in the world. So they were like, oh, okay, well, this won't take over the space. So we're out. Because that's how Bandai operates, unfortunately. And they're just, they're like, okay, we got a new series come out. If this series doesn't do as well as Witcher Mercury, then they might go only digital. They might go only CG. The Gundam series, if Vengeance, was incredibly popular, then all of then they would do 4 more of them that were just like it. The experimentation of it is now, can I tell you for certain, based on again, this information comes from weird people, so I don't know for sure. The Unreal folks may or may not have helped fund Gundam Requiem for Vengeance, because that is a an animated show done in Unreal Engine 5. There may have been some support there because they would love it if more animation studios use their engine to make anime. Oh, they would love that if they could branch out. So the possibility that money exchanged hands on that, it makes more sense as to why Bandai would do a CG anime for Netflix. Is this the piece I need? This is the piece I need. I found it. This is the piece I needed. Let's go. Okay. Our two side edges are done. Now we have the hard part, which is top and bottom. A lot of this is just going to be like, does this feel right? This is taller than I want it to be. You can see this wire right here. That's my mic. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. That's my mic. My mic is right here. So like, this piece, you can see this piece right here. I can't really see this piece because my mic right here, like it's in the way. What percentage of the cardboard will this take up? Lord Crashington? I don't know how. Okay, so I can tell you across is 10 it is 10 cards across. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 cards across. So this is one card. 2, 3 more. This is not spaced correctly. This was just easier. I might have to move. This might not be enough cardboard. It should be enough cardboard, but I don't know if it is. So I don't know. It is what it is. We're gonna figure it out. I would love to find this piece here. Wizard of the Coast there. So I think that, is there any text that goes in there? I'm also afraid that in this big pile there are more tops and bottoms that I didn't notice, but that's okay. I gotta do this. This will be off stream where I'm gonna go and sort this by like card text, and then also the artifact that's in the center, like this piece. This piece goes in the center. I'll know that. But yeah, expensive pinballs coming out there, and Tango Gameworks is now Tango Gameworks Incorporated. They are fully now owned by Crafton. Hopefully Crafton will do right by them, the people, and then not every single person from the original Tango is at this studio, but a lot of them came back because of course they had been laid off. So, but it does sound like a lot of folks did come back to it. So we'll see what happens. This is not the right piece. Yeah. So now I'm just kind of like, I got to figure out the top. And again, the border is going to be rough. I can kind of tell what's a bottom piece because it'll be in line with this black bar that goes across, and it has some text there. So that should tell me it's the bottom. But if it's just a black line, it might be the top. Like this is the bottom of a couple cards. So like I can tell what that is. But this might be the top of a card, or it's the bottom of the card. And this is probably a top piece. What I can do is I can do this, which is you just start going through all of these and see if you can make any of them work. And then eventually you'll start making a whole thing. Okay, so this is probably the bottom piece. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. That's probably a bottom piece, but it might be a top piece. But this is not a good set. This is not a good method, really. My opinion. This is not going to be a good method. But I don't really have another method. The side edges, this was the thing I knew would work. The rest of it, not really sure. Is that right? That looks kind of right. That's not right. It looked close to being right. That's not right. That's definitely not going to be right. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't have a good... I don't have a good foolproof plan for the next step here, other than, like, this is the bottom. Can I figure out where this goes on the bottom? Like, it's one of these, because it's just copyright stuff, so it's not going to, like, really be good for me to figure out. And all of them are white, so it's like, okay. But I can start, like, trying to find the next piece that goes with this as well. I can do that as well. So I can kind of figure that out. But at the very least, I do know the dimensions of this now. I do know that this is where it goes, and then it's a certain amount across. And the other thing I can start doing is, when I sort, which I'm going to do some sorting off stream, because I got to do some of this stuff off stream, I can start, like, trying to figure out, like, okay, this says searchlight. So, like, which card is the searchlight card? Okay. Or I can be like, all right, well, that says blade, so there's several blades. So it's one of the blades. But, like, okay, I can kind of figure out what I need and, like, which one this is. And I can kind of figure out, like, where that goes. Also, there are cards that don't have names. But because they're covered. But, like, searchlight is on the bottom, so I know that somewhere around here is where the searchlight cards goes. Like, that's good to know. But if I can start building the cards out in, and then it'll start feeling better. But again, that's a lot of work. I do need to start sorting stuff like that. My hope was that I would just get a little lucky with the tops and the bottoms, but I don't think I'm going to be super lucky with the tops and bottoms. Also, as I start to sort the other bags, I might find, or the other things, I might find a couple pieces from down here that I missed and all that stuff. But yeah, we've definitely done the like quote unquote easiest part, which is the sides, the side edge. The top edge and bottom edge are going to be a little bit more difficult. Yes, the frame. This is wrong. This is so close because it's just convenient. Like, this is wrong. Like, this is going here, and this is going, like, here. At least it's going to be that long, if not longer. Like, that's probably more accurate, but it was just convenient to just kind of have it be together as I started to work on this. Because I still need a place to put parts of things. I still need to get this all together. I do have a little bit more room. And I also can use the table that eventually this is going to go on. I can pull the table to the side and then put that stuff there. So I do have that. And I do know that this is right. This goes somewhere. This is right. That doesn't go together like that because you can see it's angled wrong. But also, sometimes I have seen people use a ruler when doing this kind of thing. And I think that's kind of a nice idea to make sure that your pieces don't get wobbly. Like, I can tell right off the bat that's not the correct line. But it's just, just about figuring it out. I can't get frustrated with this now because I've got so much more of this to do. So it's like, it's not worth my time to get frustrated with it. Even if all of these pieces look like they should go together. Like, they just kind of look like they go together. And if I was designing this, I would say, hey, don't have the top and the bottom look the same like this. Don't do that. Don't have this and this look this so close to the same. Please don't do that. Okay, this is my mic stand. If you're wondering what this tape is, it is to keep the clamp on there in place. It is just a little extra insurance. So that my mic stand doesn't wobble around, which is nice. It's after 10. I gotta take a pause for the cause. I didn't even realize what time it was. Gotta take a pause for the cause. Okay, so we'll go here. I got so in the zone about this thing. I didn't even know what time we were at. Take a momentary pause. I've got some anime to talk to you about, but also, before we get into that, Now is the part of the stream where I talk to you, the viewer, about ways that you can support me and what I do here. Everything I'm about to talk to you about here is optional. You are under no obligation to do any of these things or things, but if you wanted to, you certainly could, and I want to give you the option of doing it. You being here is the most important thing for 5 minutes or 2 hours, however you want to do it. I appreciate you very much. Now, if you are currently a subscriber to the Build with Baer Workshop, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, the Tier 2 Blue emote in the chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. If you have Amazon linked with your Twitch, you get a token. You can use that for anybody. If you want to use it for me, well, that'd be rad, and we love to see it. Hi, Aristovan. But you don't have to, but you can. But you don't have to, but you can. So that's one way to help me out. Another way is through bits and coins. If you want to be part of the cheerleader board with Beifu, you could do that. You could gift a sub. We don't have any gift subs this month so far. If you want to be the first person to gift a sub, you could do that. You could do it anonymously, or you can take credit for it. That would be great. Make it so that people don't see ads before or during the stream, and make it so they get cool emotes. That's nice. You could gift a sub. There are other ways to support me, like my Patreon at patreon.com/PatBaer. Over on my Patreon, there's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for the different tiers over on Patreon. Why don't you jump in there? That would be nice. I also have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBaer. Over on my YouTube channel, you can, of course, jump in there if you wanted to. Subscribe for free, of course, because it's YouTube. But if you want to become a member over there, you can for just as little as just $2 a month. You get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. So if you want to know about my next anime recommendation, you can get it before other people get it for my weekly anime recommendation series, Kuma Baer. Those are all monthly ways to support me. If you would just like to support me on a, like a tip jar kind of thing, I've got a Ko-Fi and a PayPal. Everything I make through direct donations, through YouTube, which includes AdSense, so watching my videos helps me out, through Patreon and through Twitch, all goes into a fund. And out of that fund, I buy model kits. I have a good backlog of stuff. Now this jigsaw puzzle that I'm currently working on is from Aristofan. And Aristofan picked this up off my Amazon wish list, which is great. Also, I have some Lego from Aristofan that I will be building after this is done. If you would like to buy something from my wish list that you'd like me to build on stream, you could do that. There's a bunch of different things. I should say, hey, guess what? Amazon fixed their shit, and I was able to organize my wish list by price, lowest to high, and then gear at the bottom. I have not been able to do that for quite some time. I am very excited to be able to say that is now the case. So you can scroll through, see what I've got available. Inexpensive kits, expensive kits, model kits, Lego sets, knockoff Lego, all kinds of different things and things. And at the very bottom, there is some gear, because it's always nice to have some gear options. So if you see a piece of gear that you'd like to see me put together, or you'd like me to have so I can put stuff together, you could always do that. If you don't know, if you're like, I don't know anything about model kits, but I want to support you, Pat. That's another way. Optional, of course. I have Throne. Throne is my alternative to Amazon, because it's nice to have alternatives. You can jump in over there if you want to do that. And the most convoluted way to support me financially is to buy me a model kit from USA Gundam Store. And by model kit, I mean gift card. You go to USA Gundam Store, you get a gift card code. They will send it to your email. You can take that gift card code, and then you can send it to me as a whisper here on Twitch, or a DM on Twitter, or Blue Sky, or Mastodon with that gift card code. And then I will use that gift card code to buy a model kit. And you can make a suggestion on USA Gundam Store. That is the most convoluted alternative I have, but it is an alternative. So take a look at that if that's something you want to do. If you want to support me but you don't want to spend any money, well, hey, guess what? You can always join my Discord. I got a Discord. I post build photos at the end of every stream. People post stuff they're working on. If you want to get in that Discord, you're more than welcome to. I have a couple video links for you to check out. The newest episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club comes out on Monday. The current episode is my top 10 list for 2024. So find out about the 10 and my one honorable mention in video form of me talking about them. You can find that there on that video in the link right there. And then, of course, Kuma Baer is my ongoing video series where I recommend anime every week. They are shorts, so I do it in under a minute. And this one, I'm talking about 365 Days to the Wedding. That is one of my favorite shows from the 2024 fall season. So last season, all month long, I'll be talking about my favorite shows from that season. It is a lovely romantic comedy where two people, through circumstance, are pretending that they are getting engaged, or they are engaged to be married, so they don't have to do a work thing they don't want to do. And then also, love happens, and it's cute and nice, and there's a cat in it, and a good supporting cast, and the manga keeps going. The anime kind of basically goes like, we'll give you an overview of some of the other manga, because they're probably not getting a second season. But it's really good, and I recommend it. You should check out that show from the previous season. Now, I have some anime to talk about. I watched two shows, one of which I'll be watching weekly. The other, I will not be watching weekly, but I did watch this episode to make that decision. We're in the feel out period. So, I do want to talk about those two anime. I do need to drink some water. We need to go back to the overhead camera so that I can see about trying to get some of this together here while I talk about some anime. And we're going to do that right now. All right, let me get the keyboard out of the way here. My slightly dirty keyboard. And then we can, we could shift this a little bit here. All right, so here's what we got. We have the edges done. We have both edges done. And now we need to figure out what's top and what's bottom, because some of these are top pieces and some of these are bottom pieces. These look like bottom pieces. Where do they fit in there? No way of knowing. I know that doesn't go together. So if I look at this, if these are the bottom pieces, because they look like the bottoms of cards, not the tops of cards, because there's a little bit of text, but it's hard to read them. If I look at these, and that doesn't look right either, what are these? How do these look different from, say, this? This is a top piece. So, like, is there a big difference between these two? Like, if I turn this around, no, there isn't. I was hoping that the border might be different on the top and bottom. They don't appear to be. So that's a shame. I was hoping that might be some kind of secret intuitive thing there. So the other thing is, okay, so this says Wizards of the Coast. Let me look at the image here. Let me look at the bottom here. Wizards of the Coast, LLC. So I need one of these pieces that has a little bit of white text on it that will finish the LLC. That's something I know that I can find. I should be able to find that. Is that this? That is that. Great. I did one piece down here. You can't even see it. There it is. I got one more piece there. Yes, Lord Crashin, if there was a gradient where the top and the bottom were slightly different and weren't the same, that would be nice. But unfortunately, we don't have that. So we're just using context clues. That says magic. There is no more text on the bottom of this for me to use as a guide. There was a little bit of text there. That's now done. We're done with that. There is no text on the top of this other than the tops of the black cards. So what we can glean from this is any piece that goes along the bottom here is going to have this black here and a little bit of text for these cards here. And then anything on the top part is just going to have some black lines because the card starts there. So there shouldn't be any card text. It should just be a black line. So like this piece, it's probably a top piece, not a bottom piece. But do I know that for certain? Fuck no, I don't. This could be a bottom piece for all I know. So that's what I'm doing right now is I'm kind of looking to see if I think this is a top piece or a bottom piece. Like I think this is a bottom piece, but I don't know for sure. Like that doesn't seem like that looks like it fits, but it doesn't fit. But it also, that doesn't fit like that. Like this doesn't look right at all. Unless this is where a card ends, because there is space between the cards. So this could be right. It looks right. We're going to leave that like that for now. This might be right. That might be wrong. These two I know go together. It seems like one side is slightly brighter gray than the other. I can tell you right now, that is not the case. That is the lighting in this room. Like, this, how do I put this? This and this are basically the same, except that they changed like across. That's I can't explain it to you, but like there's not a lot of difference between these parts here. I don't know how to explain it to you, but this feels right, but like might be wrong. All of this might be wrong and feel right, and I don't know. I don't know how to. I don't have words for this right now, is what I'll say. So I'm just gonna kind of sort and then just start trying to make some stuff happen. But I do want to talk about anime because I do hopefully have words for that. I'm going to talk to you about Sorairo Utility, which is on Crunchyroll, and OKITSURA fell in love with an Okinawan girl, but I just wish I knew what she's saying. And we're actually going to start reverse. I'm going to start with the second one. OKITSURA fell in love with an Okinawan girl, but I just wish I knew what she's saying. So, context. Okinawa is one of the islands of Japan. They have a dialect that is different because they are not native Japanese people. If you see people who are tanned and more a darker skin tone than Japanese folks, but are also native or they're Japanese by birth, they may be from Okinawa natively, but they were brought there. It's complicated. I'm not going to get into those particulars, but I can tell you that a lot of Japanese people have trouble understanding the Okinawan dialect because it's like the closest thing I can give to you is Baroque. There is a section of Spain where they do not consider themselves Spanish, and they don't speak Spanish as their native tongue, but they do speak Spanish in order to communicate because they are considered part of Spain. Their version of Spanish, a lot of native Spanish people from other parts of Spain have no idea what the fuck they're saying. And that is the Okinawan dialect. There are words that only they use that are loaned words from their own original languages. There are phrases they use that are not common throughout the rest of Japan. And so our dude moves to Okinawa and he immediately befriends someone who speaks Japanese and can kind of translate for him. And he meets an incredibly lovely lady who he'd like to get to know. He also is very curious about the culture. So he might not actually want to know this girl. He might just want to learn more about the dialect because it's fun and she seems nice. She also seems oblivious that he might have feelings. The translation girl clearly has feelings for him. So it's an interesting premise. And I think I would like to read the manga because I think the anime is going to be hard to watch. Because it seems like this should not have been picked up by Crunchyroll. It feels like an impossible task for translators who we know oftentimes are contracted. They have a couple shows. They are doing contracts with a third party through Crunchyroll. High Dive does the same fucking thing. Netflix has some in staff. They also loan people out. Often there is one translator for an entire series, and they go out of their way to learn about the series and to do the research, and some of them read the manga or they read the original. Here's the thing about this show. As I was watching it, I was constantly pausing my screen because subtitles would come up in the original version. Because sometimes one of these girls says something that they think that native Japanese folks won't understand. So Japanese subtitles are all over this episode, trying to explain that. And sometimes, you know how, like text at the bottom and the top might be like context. Fan subbers used to do a lot of that. Kakaku means plan. Some of that stuff, or like cultural things of like, this is a common thing, or this is a reference to this story, those kind of things. That's happening in this anime in Japanese. So the English translation is not only trying to translate the what is being said, they're also trying to translate the translation notes for native Japanese speakers. And it just is homework. And I don't think that the story, from what I watched of the first episode, is enough for me to go, yeah, I'm invested in this. Now, as I said, I might want to check out the manga, because maybe with the manga, it would be easier to understand and read the patch notes and take my time with it. Wuthering Waves does that for its subtitles, where it uses terms you don't know and puts a word above a term as a shorthand for what it's talking about. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. But you can take your time with Wuthering Waves, whereas this is a 22-minute episode of an anime. So it's just like I said, maybe if I was super interested in learning about this place in Japan. So the thing is, to me, it's not that, John, because it's not trying to be educational. It's trying to be contextual. So you can better enjoy this piece of entertainment. Like, it's not, you might learn something about Okinawa along the way, but the intent is for it to be a language barrier love story. And I did see some commentary on this, wondering if maybe they should have, the translation, should the localization cheated. Maybe they should have been like, should they have worked around it and pretended like, this is a hard thing to do, right? So a character will say something, and you, the audience member, the Japanese audience member, the primary target for this piece of media, won't understand what they're saying. Parts of it won't say. So then a translator will translate parts of it. Because there's times where the translator isn't there. As a viewer, we already don't know, perceived as a viewer in watching this on Crunchyroll, it is perceived that you don't know what is being said. Should it have been like, what's the way to go? Is it translate what she's saying as if it's easy to understand and then he just seems confused? Is it like not translate it at all and wait for the translation to come in verbally and then subtitle that translation? I don't know. I legitimately think the answer is, don't pick this show up. Why did you pick this show up? A show that its whole premise is, it's hard to understand this person without help, feels like a weird show to pick up. Because it's not like there aren't other romantic comedies this season. There are a bunch of romantic comedies this season. It's a fun premise, but it just feels like a fucking weird choice. Unfortunately, I don't have much more to say about it other than it just feels weird. Or the answer is to have a deep knowledge of Okinawa and then enjoy the show, but that goes back to your homework comment. Yes, and also, this show imagines that most of the Japanese audience doesn't understand the Okinawan dialect. They don't know what's being said. Yeah, so I don't know. I know they're sometimes tackle that with the dub by giving that person a weird accent. So Lord Crashington, often the different dialects in Japan, not the Okinawan dialect, but the different dialects in Japan are in dubs are given some sort of broad accent to make it kind of relatable. For example, Joey Wheeler. Joey Wheeler, Janosuke in Yu-Gi-Oh! Does not have a New York accent. Goku could have been Southern, John. Yeah, I mean, certainly there are characters. I mean, there are characters in Dragon Ball, the Dragon Ball dub, that are Southern because they are a rural people. The Okinawan accent, not Okinawan, I'm sorry, I said that there. The Osakan accent is often the American South accent. Not all the time, but often. The kind of slow talking country voice that people have with a little twang, that's often an Osakan character. Not always, but can be. The country grandma is like a universal thing. So Southern often comes in with that. That is a shorthand for this person speaks differently. All I know about Osaka is they stand on opposite sides of the escalator. Yeah. Osakans are quick-witted, funny people, but also slow, and those are stereotypes. And we're not going to dive too deep into those stereotypes. But like one of my favorite anime of all time, Flying Witch. The dad in Flying Witch is hard to understand. Our main character, the titular witch who can fly, has trouble understanding the dad that her basically her uncle that she's staying with. She has trouble understanding him because he has a thick accent. I can't for the life of me at this very moment. I should have done the research. Can't remember what accent he has, but he is from a rural area in Japan, and she does not understand everything that he is saying. I do not believe it is Okinawan, but it is a rural dialect. And again, the Okinawan dialect is partially because it is from a different language. So that's part of why it doesn't vibe, it doesn't fit. I don't think these two pieces go together. They just kind of do. We'll see. Maybe they will magically appear together in the future. So I'm not going to keep watching this one because it's homework and it's an interesting idea. But yeah, maybe they could have, again, I have a little commentary here from Anime News Network that's basically saying the presence of Japanese subtitles in this premiere seems to indicate that most viewers probably aren't expected to comprehend Kyan, the girl, when she's in full-on Okinawan mode. But it might have made for funnier comedy if the subtitle were localized in such a way to make it clearer that she's simply speaking Japanese with a really thick accent. Then again, with Kana serving as Kyan's interpreter, along with all of the bubble text on screen that is already drawing so much attention to miscommunications and mispronunciations, it might simply have been impossible to translate OKITSURA in a manner that preserved a native language experience for us across the sea. John, I don't think watching the first episode is a waste of your time. If you have Crunchyroll, I think it's totally interesting to check that out and see if that's a show that you want to continue watching. I think you could do a lot worse, especially this season is very hit or miss. I think you could definitely find something that you'd be interested in. It's interesting. But interesting doesn't necessarily equate to good, in my opinion. And I just can't see myself watching more episodes of this because, like I said, it's a lot. It's just a lot's going on, and it might be interesting to watch a show for the Japanese bubble text, like the things that are popping up with the kind of like subtitles that are popping up to give context. Like, I don't know. Again, I'll just finish it up with saying I might want to try to find the manga, because the manga might be interesting to watch, where I can, you can read the broken text and then read the translations and kind of get a gist of what's being said. That might actually be the way to enjoy this series, for me anyway. And your mileage may vary, but I'll tell you that I am not. I didn't end this episode going, yeah, I gotta check this shit out. I ended the episode going, okay, okay, that was hard. Does this fit in? No, that's not a straight enough edge. That is not a fill-in. That's not a straight edge. That's not a fill-in. It's close. That might be. That might be right. No, that's not a straight edge. It's close, but it's not. So far, I have found a couple pairs. I think these go up. I think these go down. And what I should be doing is, and what I could do is, I know where this goes. Can I find a piece that fits in with this? Because that's interesting if I can do that. If I can just go through all of these and try to build off. Because that's the thing I can do, is build off of the side here. So I can take any piece that has this on this side that I think would fit, and then I can try all of them and see if I can start. Yep, that's right. That feels right. Yep. Great. I found another piece that goes here, and then I can even take this off and kind of look at it and go, all right, so this is the line. This is coming off this piece here. This is coming off this piece here. And then I can just start trying to build off these. Find ones that fit in and build the line like this. That's probably what... Is that right? This might be right. Nope, that's on an angle, so that's not right. Okay, so but the anime that I do want to talk about that I am going to check out here, and I'm not going to go super deep into it, but I'll at least give you the idea of the first episode, because I am going to keep going, is Sorairo Utility, episode 1. Now, you may be familiar with this because there was an OVA that was a proof of concept about girls that play golf. And that came out several years ago. It came out before Birdie Wing, which again is about girls who play like extreme golf, which is a different thing. This is golf for casuals. So I am interested in checking that out. I was interested in checking this out because there are just no girls doing things. So the girls doing things subgenre is so dead right now, and it's such a bummer that I was like, fine, I will watch a sports anime. I watch an anime about sports if it means that there are some sort of learning about a skill or a talent or figuring out something about yourselves along the way. Is it like going to be a problem if there's also some possible like Yuri along the way? That's certainly not a deal breaker. If it is queer baiting, will that be yeah, probably. It's probably just queer baiting. It's just two girls together, and there was definitely some flirtation, but maybe there wasn't flirtation. Maybe not, brother. But it definitely felt like there might be some flirtation. So we'll see if that's going to lead to anything. But what am I talking about? I'm talking about our main character here. So basically, that pilot is in episode 0. It's basically just like they did an OVA. It's like a proof of concept to get funding, and you can just imagine that the events in that happen later in the future. Sad Fat Man, we're talking about the anime Sorairo Utility. We start in the beginning of it, and we have Minami. Minami is our main character. She's a high school student. You can tell she's the main character because she has blue hair. And that is just, I am the protagonist. But she doesn't feel like a protagonist. She honestly feels more like She is just a background character, and she thought that in high school she'd really be able to blossom and become the protagonist of her own story, but that hasn't happened for her. So she's feeling pretty bad about that. So her best friend Izumi is like, well, what about a club? You could join a club, and that would be all right. Because really, what ended up happening was the thing that Minami decided was going to be her thing was a gacha game that she had gotten like really into, and that gacha game has shut down. That gacha game is done, and so she's just like, I don't have anything. And so her friend is like, well, there's got to be something out there that you can do that you'll be into. I don't know if this is right. This is a maybe. That might be the right piece there. It didn't feel perfect, but it felt better than anything else. So we'll keep going here. So she's like, I don't know, try a bunch of clubs. We see a montage of her doing poorly in all the clubs that she attempts to join. None of that works out. So she's kind of stuck. And so then Izumi is just like, look, why don't you go outside of the clubs? There's a fun scene where she is attempting badminton, and she just gets fucking whacked with it like immediately with the ball like in her side, and it's a fun little bit of business. But yeah, so Izumi's like, I don't know, you could just like try to invest in something else. So Minami goes out, and she actually stumbles upon an older man who needs some help. And he leads her to the golf range because that's where he was going to meet up with his bros, with his golf buddies. Okay, that's a much better fit. That fits really well. Okay, so this piece didn't go there, but I thought it might. All right, I did get a piece together on this. We're building off that because that fits perfect in there. All right, so now I'm building off of the lower piece. Now I need a piece that fits in like that. So now I go through all these pieces again to find one that goes off there. And if I want to give up on doing that for a bit, I can build off this, and then I can figure out where this connects to all this. So that's what we're doing now. Nope. Nope. So she ends up helping this guy out. She's at the golf course, and then over at the driving range, we find our other main character. She's got, her name is Akane. She's got a ponytail. She's wearing a tank top. Work has been done to make this character look attractive, as far as, anime goes. Apparently, so she kind of like taken in by the beauty. She goes off to help the old man who was there with his friends, because this is what they do. They go and golf. And, she then meets up again with this mysterious stranger who we know as Akane. And Akane is immediately just like, oh, you don't know anything about golf, huh? Okay, well, why don't you take a swing? And of course, immediately Minami is not great at it, but Akane gives her some tips that seem to be tips about golf and that seem to help her out. And Minami's like, all right, golf, huh? Okay. It's like, yeah, all right, golf. We'll see what's up. This is very fun because she's like, all right, I might come back. And then she has she kind of like talking to her friends, and then Izumi, the girl that has spent all this time encouraging our girl to have any kind of a life and try a sport or try anything, is like, I didn't mean golf. That's for old guys. That's for middle-aged guys and old people. And Minami immediately is just like, but you play in the shogi club. So isn't that full of old guys? And valid. She's right. She's not wrong. That is an old timers sport as well. That was just a fun bit of business. Anyway. Yeah, let's see what happens next. They meet up, and she goes to the range, and you actually see. Now, do I know about golf? I know a little bit about golf. I don't know a lot about how you learn how to play golf. I just know the basics of golf. So I don't know this, but apparently you can practice with a towel to kind of get your range of motion right before you go out there. So we see that for a bit to kind of get the feel of the swing, and then we see her do pretty well. But Minami's like, I don't know. I don't know if this is like the right hobby for me. But then Akane, who just seemed, I'm not, we don't know her motivations yet. If she just wants more people to be interested in the sport, if she sees something in Minami, if she just needs a friend to play golf with, to push her, we don't quite know. But she gives the hard sell of being like, look, maybe you'll learn how you fit into this world of golf. And maybe this is the place where you can be the protagonist of your own story. She says something to that effect, which is basically code for like, yeah, I mean, this could be your thing, and you should give it a shot. And that seems to really work for our girl, because Akane can see the potential in her. But she's also like, one thing we can do is we can go to a real golf course, because we've only been on the this. And she's like, oh, I don't know. But it's like, maybe you want to find out what it's like to play real golf. And then the episode ends with a little glimpse of there is a video that it looks like is some young lady who seems to be doing like viral, not sure viral, but like doing like YouTube videos. I think they're called gold videos about golf. And that is a third character, I believe, from the OVA, but also from the opening credits. You can tell there's another character. And that I believe is the next girl that we will meet in this. Because Minami is like watching YouTube video, the equivalent of YouTube videos about it, because she wants to learn more about what she's getting herself into. Overall, my thoughts on Sorairo Utility. They say utility a lot in this episode. It's good. I don't know if it's like my favorite show it's not my favorite show of the season so far. That doesn't fit. But like right now, the premise I think is pretty fun. It seems to be about people playing golf, but it's not a competitive show, which is generally a deal breaker for me in sports anime. Is that it's like, look, do I think eventually they're going to be playing for money or respect, or they enter a local shooting, the range tournament or something? I'm sure there's something like that, but hopefully this doesn't end with like a competition with finding the best young female golfer in Japan or something like that. I'm hoping there's a little bit more nuance to it than that. But I'm sure there's something, because it's an anime, and anime need to find stakes. Like, it is what it is. I do think at some point there'll be added stakes to it, and it won't just be girls playing golf, and there'll be something more to it, because you need more. But right now, I can tell you, it's fun, and I'm going to keep watching it. If you want to know what it's like to play real golf, just buy a 12-pack of Miller Lite and go say misogynistic things with a group of men. No need for a golf course. Yeah, okay. Sure. Overall, that's kind of my vibe for this particular anime. I'm enjoying it. I'm going to watch more. We have gotten some of this. Again, I am not 100% sure that this is even. I might need to bust out the ruler. But this looks right. Yeah. I think this is correct. And this looks right. And how these fit together, I don't know yet. How wide this has to be, I'm still not sure. I still think these are top pieces. But I'm feeling good. And then eventually I will take the top parts off. I can widen this up. Eventually, I will start taking these pieces and start trying to build out by seeing how these fit, and kind of doing the same thing I'm doing here. this seems to be the method that is working well for me right now. I can't say for sure this is going to be exactly how it works on the top and how I'm going to get all of this together. I don't know, but right now I'm just kind of going at a leisurely pace as I try to figure out, is that right? No, that's not right. That fit too easy. That's not right. Yeah, so right now I'm just kind of going through, trying everything out. I like this method of just like, does that fit? No? Okay, keep going. We'll zoom in again. But I kind of like this method of just like trying every piece, because as I go through it, it's going to get easier. It's going to get easier to find the ones that fit together and do what it needs to do. So I'm just kind of doing that. We do have a little bit of time left in the stream, and I want to hear from you, friends. What are you up to? What are you into? What are you playing right now? What are you watching? What's got you going? Any shows that I haven't talked about in the new anime season that you're watching, you can let me know. Daima will be back next week, I believe. I think the 2 weeks is off, so I believe the next week there'll be a new episode of Daima. There might have been one this week and I just didn't notice, but I don't think so. I don't know. But you can let me know, if you're watching any anime that I haven't covered yet. If you're watching anything on TV or movies or anything like that, you can let me know. Gaming-wise, if you're up to any business, I will tell you that I have been playing Hearthstone, because I'm still playing my Hearthstone stuff. I've got some decks that I like. I got to do a Hearthstone stream at some point, because I haven't done anything for this particular expansion. I haven't done a stream yet. There it goes. There's a piece that goes together, and that doesn't fit like that. So then we keep moving on. Try to find a piece that will fit in there. So all we can do is try to find a piece that fits in there. So none of these do. What about that? Is that right? That might be right. It looks right. Yeah, all right. I think that's right. That doesn't fit in like that, and that definitely wouldn't fit in like that. So we keep going on. I think that's correct. It's pretty loose, but all these can be pretty loose. So I think that's accurate. All right, we'll move on. So I'm still playing Hearthstone. I'm still finding some fun out there in some various decks that I'm playing. There were some cards that added into some old decks that I liked playing. I didn't get a lot of really new decks that I've been checking out, but I'm still having fun with it. Helldivers 2, played a little Helldivers 2 with the crew because we were taking a break from Marvel Rivals. I'm still playing Marvel Rivals with the friends, but we did take a brief break to play some Helldivers 2 because some folks weren't necessarily available this weekend. I mentioned at the top of the stream that I did a lot of yard work today, which definitely did not love, but was necessary. So I did that. Got a lot of yard work done, which was good to do. I don't think any of these pieces are right. And then I do second guess myself about some of these, but right now it seems correct. These two pieces go. I thought for sure these were top pieces, but I still should at least try to see if these are going to fit in anywhere. But I'm pretty sure these are top pieces. So, again, I don't know. But we can start by trying to do that as well. If we find out we can't get any of these pieces to line up, then they might be wrong. One of these wrong. But this looks right. This one I'm not 100% on, but it appears to be correct. Got to figure it out. Lord Crashin says, I've been watching more One Piece. The time skip I have heard about finally happened as they met up back at Sabati, where Luffy and Chopper seem to be easily fooled by the fake Straw Hats. Oh, the fake Straw Hat stuff. Yep. Every member of that crew is dumb. Yes. Making this stink at the same time. Of course, the girls only get more horny designs. Yes. Nice to see everybody return as more powerful people, indeed. Been playing some Disgaea 6 post-game and working my way slowly through Mega Man Battle Network 3. Blue says, John, watch season 14 of Supernatural and second episode of Gundam Vengeance of Requiem. Yeah, I mean, Gundam Vengeance of Requiem sure was an anime that came out. It did come out. I'm almost done with Dragon Quest 3, says Aristophan. Hell yeah. There's that piece. Hell yeah, I found the piece that I was looking for. Hell yeah for me. I hit a point where I could spend many more hours grinding or drop the difficulty, which I happily did. Hell yeah. Yeah, fuck that shit. If it ain't working, hit the bricks. That is a viable strategy. Awesome. Let's see. Well, we did all of the edge here, and now we have been slowly working on this, and I am feeling sort of good about that. I am now currently putting things into piles, kind of differentiate them to make things easier, because that's the method I'm doing right now. Is like, I'll look at this and go, is that it? No. Okay, go to the next one. Is that it? No. Go to the next one. Like, this feels stiff. This feels wrong. I don't like how this feels, so I don't think that's the right one. But if nothing else works, that might be the right one. But yeah, I'm just kind of like going through right now and categorizing as best I can all of these. Just to kind of get into piles and then start working my way through the piles. Because I think that's how it's going to work. Because again, I don't know how many across this is. I'll know when it's done. You know what I mean? I'll know when I think I've put them together, and then I can start building the cards up. But I will say this. I think this is pretty good progress. Or since I'm not 12 anymore. Hell yeah. I think this is pretty good progress for one day, for one session. I think this is pretty good. And again, this might be right. Yeah, I think that might be right. Yeah, it's not crooked like that. I think that's accurate. Okay, we'll leave that there. But for one day, I'm feeling pretty good about this. Lord Crasher says, I started selling D20 dice in my TCG shop that seemed to be doing all right so far. Hell yeah. I wasn't expecting the shop expansion to be specific square chunks being added on versions like the whole side. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, that game, sometimes that game's progression is, I would describe it as odd, but good. Still good, good, but like, yeah, occasionally kind of odd. All right, so that's going to do it for tonight's stream. We are going to raid. I'm going to go find somebody doing cool shit out there that I want to go spend some time with, because we always end with a raid. And then we'll go hang out with them. I want to thank you all for being here as I stumble my way through strategies for jigsaw puzzle stuff. Oh, Jeff Gersman's streaming. That's weird. I don't know how long Jeff is going to be streaming. He just started, apparently. So we're going to go raid Jeff because I kind of have to work. Yeah. My guess is that Jeff is playing around because he is currently trying to figure out how to have smaller local files to upload. So we're going to go raid Jeff and see what's going on with him. Thank you all so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your Saturday night. I hope to see you on Monday as I continue working on this project. Thanks everybody for being here. I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.